Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, October 4th, and the headlines here coming up. Some showery conditions expected later this morning into the afternoon, and I think we'll see a dry from northwest to southeast. But I think many areas will pick up between a tenth to maybe as much as a third of an inch of rainfall. If you get a thunder shower, you may get close to half an inch, but for the most part, I think about 1 or 2 tenths, maybe a quarter of an inch will do for most areas. And again, we'll expect more showers to move in for Thursday night, and then a more steady rain, I think, as we get into Friday and Saturday. That looks like our best chance of picking up close to a half inch or more. When all is said and done, I think most areas will be well over a half inch through the weekend, maybe some areas approaching 1 inch or more. If we look at the forecast, my official forecast for Wednesday today, right down through midnight on Saturday, is for 6 tenths to 1 inch as we look at it from a 13 station average. And we'll keep track of that here several times a day when it starts raining and update this sheet, and you can find that right on the main website. And if we look at the rainfall here, again, this is for the entire month of October, only 4 days into it now, but you can see no rainfall at any of our stations, and that will change here later on today. As far as temperatures, yesterday morning you can see we were pretty mild in the mid 50s and even some low 50s, but pretty mild. Look at this morning though, temperatures about 18-20 degrees warmer, in the low 70s in many areas, upper 60s across southeast lower Michigan. Now Marlette 76, that was as of 7 p.m. last night. Looks like their computer is actually offline, and hopefully we can get that up and running here this morning. If we look at the satellite view, you can, as you remember, over the last several days, these systems were moving more from southwest to the northeast. And now with the ridge breaking down over the eastern part of the U.S., that's allowing it to flatten out and allowing these storms now to curve and move around into the state from west to east. And we expect that activity again to move in here later this morning, and we'll see more development as that front eventually sags to our south and then tries to move back north as a warm front as we get into Friday. And that'll set the stage for a really warm weekend. I think Saturday, Sunday, Monday will be well into the 70s with the chance of showers and thunder showers again as we get into Friday and Saturday. Then if we look at the radar map this morning, you can see some showers and maybe even a few thunder showers out ahead of the main line that's going to be moving through with the front. And again, these will affect mainly southeast lower Michigan into southwest Ontario. This front will bring rain to most areas. Again, I don't like how it's broken up here. I think it'll fill in as we progress through the morning. But again, this will be our best bet for most of the MAC area to pick up some showers here. And hopefully this will all fill in pretty nicely here over the next few hours. That's what I'm hoping for. And again, about a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch for most areas. If we look at the weather map this morning, you can see the front that'll be moving through the area, and again, eventually that'll get off to our south, and then it'll move back to the north as a warm front. And you can see the weather forecast map as we get into Thursday. Another low pressure system with that warm front is going to be moving to the north, and as it does, that'll bring more showers and thunder showers into the area. And again, as this front's stationary now, again, the main low pressure system now by Friday morning will be across the Oklahoma Panhandle. And again, that's going to move right up towards Wisconsin. That's going to push warmer air, lots of moisture back into the state along with warmer temperatures. And as you can see on the Saturday 7 a.m. forecast, that low pressure system off to our west and northwest Wisconsin will be in the warm sector, and that'll provide for plenty of shower activities. But warm temperatures, again, by Saturday will be back up into the 70s after a day in the 60s on Friday with lots of clouds. And if we look at the overall precipitation here, this is from the WPC, and this takes us to 1 a.m. Sunday morning. You can see it's forecasting in most areas to pick up a half inch. The heaviest amounts will be across the southern part of the state. And if we look at the GFS, it's pretty aggressive with rainfall across central Michigan, with amounts approaching 1.5 inches in some areas. And again, I think the middle road, about 6 tenths to an inch, looks like a pretty good bet for most areas. And if we look at the extended outlook, we continue to see we're going to be right close to the borderline. This should mean more precipitation in short term in the 6 to 10 day outlook, with that battle zone being right over Michigan. And then we'll looks like we'll continue to be warmer than normal in the 8 to 14 day as well. And you can see above normal precipitation as we battle these air masses out. And then eventually, I think with cooler air moving in, we'll see drier conditions across much of the U.S. here during the 8 to 14 day period. As far as the forecast goes, you can see, well, again, showers, especially for the morning into the early afternoon hours. It'll be warm, highs in the mid 70s. Thursday will be around 70 degrees with maybe a scattered shower, particularly, especially in the morning rather. And then I think as we get into Friday, right into Saturday, lots of showers and rain. Again, the coolest day will be Friday with highs in the mid to upper 60s, and as we get into the weekend, it'll warm back up. In fact, Sunday we're going to change that and put us into the mid 70s, it looks like, with that warm front popping through the area. And again, most areas will see about 0.6 to 1 inch out of the system as we go from now right into midnight Saturday. As far as weather watch this morning, you can see there's nothing going out there, just high and dry across most of the Great Lakes. And thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.